Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Brittany DeFilly. I'm the Educational and Outreach Coordinator here at Verteks. Today, we're going to have a great presentation from David Clardy over at Mitel. He's going to be presenting on migration over to the MiVoice Business product. So, David, it's all yours.
Thanks, Brittany. So thank you guys for joining us today. So Verteks was gracious enough to ask me to come back and talk with you guys on some of the migration options we have for our legacy MiVoice Connect and short tail customers. So today I'm going to be taking you guys through a little bit about where we stand on the MiVoice Connect platform and some of the milestones for that particular platform. And then we're going to get into some of the benefits that that we are choosing to review with our customers to showcase some of the benefits of moving to our flagship platform, which is MiVoice Business. And our little slides, I don't want to go, there we go. So first up, I just wanted to cover this. If you've seen the previous one we did back in December for the Verteks monthly tips and tricks. These are the same dates, so we wanted to make sure everybody are well aware of these because you know, this could potentially you know, affect you within your telephony needs just based on future expansions as you're looking to transition to potentially MiVoice Business. So the large one that we want to make sure we take into account for our Connect customers is the December 31st of 2024 this year. So we are end of sales for new add-ons for existing customers. Obviously, most of you on this call, or probably all of you on this call, are existing customers. You don't necessarily have to take into account the end of new sales. That would be for net new customers looking to purchase a telephony solution. So for our existing customer, we want to make sure that we have a plan in place in terms of any potential add-ons that you need to incorporate into your Connect solution prior to you looking to make a transition. Now this is both software and add-ons for hardware, so want to make sure we make that that clearly defined here. So that would be either physical switches, virtual Connect switches if you're in a virtual infrastructure, any of the appliances, so edge gateways, mobility routers, all the way down to additional 400 series phones. Now we will be selling 6900 series phones if you've already adopted a portion of those into your environment. Those are the go forward device series for Mitel in general across all of our platforms. But we specifically want to call out the IP400 devices. So those would fall under that end of add-on sales date for December 31st of 2024. Looking out a few years ahead, there are a couple of additional dates just to be aware of, depending on what your timeline is to make a transition to another unified communications platform. End of hardware repair, so for RMAs or issues with physical hardware that you have covered under your support agreements, that date is December 31st of 2028, so you get an additional 4 years there to continue with any hardware issues that you may need to have addressed for your existing support agreements. And then the ultimate end of technical support for the platform is going to be 2029 or December 31st, 2029. And that's when Mitel will officially sunset the support for the overall Connect platform. Now, leading towards you know, that 2029 date, we are going to continue to have software patches and things to make sure that we keep any customers that are existing on the platform, you know, up on any security patches and things like that as we move forward. But we want to make sure we capture these different dates and the milestones of the life cycle leading out to the 2029 date for end of technical support. And so just before I move off this slide, any questions there, Brittany, before I kind of pivot over and talk a little bit further, because these are kind of some key dates. I want to make sure if we have any questions, we get those answered for them.
Nope, no questions so far. I know that, you know, everybody has that question about the end of sales, them updating those dates going forward. Mitel may or may not do it. They've talked about it a few times, depending on how many people are still on the support. So we'll, as soon as we know anything for that, obviously we'll release that to everybody as well. So these dates change.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, any dates will definitely rejoin this session and make sure you guys are aware of that moving forward. Okay, very good. So the other thing we wanted to highlight is our migration programs. So we are offering discounted licensing and devices to transition to MiVoice Business. There are some key milestone dates in terms of how long you've been on the platform to qualify for the various tiers. So at the moment, the current promotion is for 5 years or less on the platform. You do qualify for 100% off all of your licensing. Excuse me. And then if you've been on the platform for longer than 5 years, we're offering a 50% discount on your licensing to move to MiVoice Business. Now, obviously, there's a lot to take into account with your overall platform. So we are, us and the Verteks team are doing a good job of having demos and in-depth discussions, because a lot of customers are having questions about features and functionality differences, things of that nature, looking to move to the platform. So we are happy to do a deeper dive with you individually if you would like to, just to understand how the technology on the MiVoice Business side can, continuously support your organizations moving forward. Now, as part of the migration, the device series, as I mentioned before, moving forward for Mitel in general is the 6900 series phones. So if you have already purchased 6900s, either partially within your organization, or if you've already done a hardware refresh, you will be in a great position to move over to MiVoice Business, that being the supported device type. If not, we do have promotions in place for our devices as well to help you do a refresh from a hardware technology perspective as you're looking to transition to MiVoice Business as well. And if you have any questions in terms of where you fall in the discounting, we are here to help you guys kind of look at that, us and the Mitel team and the Verteks team. So please reach out to your Verteks account manager, and they will engage us as needed in order to help you guys determine where you fall, where the discounts lie with your own unique solution looking to pivot to MiVoice Business. So the root of what we wanted to talk a lot about today, not necessarily spending too much time on where Connect is and some of those roadmaps, but more in terms of where, from a technology standpoint, MiVoice Business is going to benefit you and your organization moving forward. So if you have been associated with your Connect platform for any period of time, you may be familiar with the tagline that ShoreTel had, which was brilliantly simple, which was how we described the Connect solution. And truly it was simple enough for most organizations to easily be able to adopt it and integrate it into other use cases within their business. Now, when we talk about MiVoice Business, while it is still brilliantly simple, we like to say that it offers flexibility and choice. These are the two key things that we like to highlight with MiVoice Business, because it really does offer these in a couple different ways for your organizations moving forward. So first off is flexibility. So what do we mean by flexibility? So Mitel has invested a lot in MiVoice Business over the past, say, 20 years in terms of allowing our customers to deploy this solution ultimately wherever you want to. So we have a lot of cloud, public cloud solutions that we have certified our platform on, but by and large, a lot of our customers have chose to host that either in a private data center or their own data center. In many different forms of virtualization tools. So whether that's Nutanix, VMware, or if you're looking to go to public cloud and Azure or AWS, we offer a flexible solution to tailor to wherever you're going with your all of your solutions, right? So a lot of customers integrate their backend CRM tools and databases into their telephony solutions to make it more of a overall unified communication solution for their business, and we want them to be able to take their telephony solution with them as they go to these other data centers or public cloud environments with their other applications and softwares that support their businesses. And when we talk about choice, we like to talk about how you want to consume the platform. Now, everybody on this call is a legacy Connect, MiVoice Connect or ShoreTel customer, and you basically purchased your solution on what we refer to as a CapEx model. So you purchase it one time, and you own those licenses. You pay your annual software support so that you can get additional software updates and support from Verteks. But a lot of customers today are actually coming to us and saying that they don't necessarily want to fit into that CapEx model moving forward. They're looking to bring their unified communication solution into more of a subscription model where they can pay for that on a monthly reoccurring basis versus having to have the cash or the capital up front in order to purchase that. So Mitel moving forward does support both consumption models. So if you want to have a subscription model where you're paying for that on a month-to-month basis, or if you want to purchase it outright like you have on your existing Connect platform, Mitel is going to have a model to fit whatever is going to best fit you and your business moving forward. So ultimately, that's kind of where we get to when we say flexibility and choice. It's flexibility in where and how you want to deploy the solution, and choice in how you want to purchase it. And Mitel is going to continue to invest in these two key areas for our platform, which is where we see a lot of our customers asking for us to continue our roadmap and investment for the overall platform. So now for customers that are not familiar with MiVoice Business, I always like to talk a little bit about where MiVoice Business has come from within the telephony industry. Most of you being ShoreTel customers probably may or may not have saw MiVoice Business prior to you purchasing your Connect solution. So I like to highlight this just to make sure you understand that we're not just giving you or trying to highlight a platform that Mitel has just developed in recent years. So we want to make sure you understand this is a proven product in the unified communication space. Mitel's continued to invest in it. This is our flagship platform, as I mentioned before. 90% of our R&D dollars here at Mitel go into this platform and its continued success in the unified communication space. So, as I said, this is kind of an evolution of where Mitel began its journey in the unified communications industry, all the way back into the, the mid 70s when, Mitel was founded, being a 50-year-old company. Primarily back then it was, on-site TDM hardware, which was common for the industry in those days for, analog lines, Centrex lines, PRIs, digital phones, that type of on-site TDM hardware. Now, as the industry changed, Mitel invested in the platform, going from that traditional TDM PBX into an IP infrastructure when the industry made that pivot in the late 90s, early 2000s. And after we migrated to an IP infrastructure, Mitel actually chose to decouple our software from our proprietary hardware and start to deploy it on an open source operating system. So we deploy MiVoice Business on a Linux operating system now, which is a little bit different than your existing Connect solution, being more based on a Windows operating system, which has its pros and its cons. I'm sure if we were to poll the audience, there might be some more cons in there than some pros, but being able to deploy this on Linux on an open-based operating system made us more efficient in terms of how and where we could deploy the software, and it also allowed us to harden the platform a lot more. So there's a lot more security enhancements available through a Linux-based operating system that you don't necessarily have on a Windows-based operating system. And once we took that software-based call control platform and deployed it on an open source operating system, then the sky was the limit in terms of how and where we could deploy that. So first off was industry standard servers. So allowing our customers to go purchase an off-the-shelf Dell or IBM or HP server with the right amount of resources to support their environment and deploy our call control software. And as we transition through these different phases, we kind of went through a few different naming conventions. So legacy, heritage Mitel customers have had a few different names for the platform, much like Connect has over the years. So it was once called Mitel Communications Director, or MCD, or 3300. There are a lot of different names that the platform has had over the years, but ultimately we want to highlight, with the naming convention changes, where we changed our focus for the platform. So when we changed the name, it was because it wasn't tied to a physical piece of hardware anymore. It truly was a software-based call control solution. Continuing that evolution, Mitel was the first to develop our solutions to be supported in VMware. So we partnered directly with VMware in the early 2000s and leverage that relationship to help us optimize our platform within their hypervisor, so that way we could utilize all of the tools that VMware offers, like vMotion, where you can actually take your call control platform and migrate it to another area of your data center, another data center entirely, in order to create that hardened uptime from a telephony standpoint. And Mitel's continuing to do that. So as I mentioned earlier, we do support a number of public cloud deployment options, and we've continued to expand our on-premise hypervisor deployment options as well. And when you look at MiVoice Business today, so this is kind of a good overview of how and where you can deploy the platform as it sits currently. So as I mentioned, we do support both perpetual or CapEx licenses as well as subscription. That will be Mitel's philosophy moving forward, to continue to allow our customers to purchase their solution however they want to, but then also giving you that flexibility to deploy the solution wherever you want to. So just like Connect, we do have a number of different on-site gateway options, just depending on your needs for legacy analog lines, PRIs, and then we do have a wide variety of ways you can deploy it from a virtualization standpoint. So whether that's your typical VMware or Hyper-V, moving to a public cloud environment with Azure or AWS, and then the newest one down there at the bottom you see circled is Nutanix, which is another on-site hypervisor that is making a larger presence here in the US market these days. So Mitel has chosen to invest in continuing to expand our virtualization options with that hypervisor platform, which, if you're not familiar with it, does have a few different flavors. So you can actually run VMware within a Nutanix environment, which is supported, but Nutanix does have a native hypervisor called AHV, which is also supported. So no matter how you have your Nutanix environment, or if you have Nutanix, we can support that from a telephony standpoint. And not to exclude our industry standard server support, we do have a number of customers still utilizing that as their preferred deployment method. So if you do not have a hypervisor and you just want to deploy a MiVoice Business solution in your server environment in either your data center or your local environment, you can still do that on an industry standard server, so that way you do not have to go out and have the additional overhead or cost of, say, a VMware or Hyper-V. Now, from a collaboration standpoint, most of you are probably very familiar with the Connect client. So the version of the Connect client on MiVoice Business is called MyCollab. This is our flagship UC platform moving forward. And MyCollab offers a very similar feature set to the Connect client. I don't say identical because there are certain nuances that are a little different between the two platforms, but majority of the features that are available on your Connect client are available within the MyCollab client with a lot of additional features and benefits moving forward. So the first one I will mention, because we get a lot of rumbles from our legacy Connect customers, which was the mobile experience, much more advanced features, functionality, and support for the mobile client experience on MyCollab versus Connect. I know that gave a lot of customers heartburn. So it does give you feature parity no matter how or where you consume your MyCollab features. Another major benefit is it is not just a thick client on your desktop or PC. So this is a web-based application as well. So you can either choose to roll this out to your end users through your traditional thick client on a desktop or laptop, or you can just send them a link. So from a mobile working perspective, it makes it easy for you to pivot on the fly and have your end users utilizing all of their telephony needs through just a browser-based format, which does support the soft phone as well. So you can actually run your soft phone directly out of your web browser. Aside from that, the tool is based around presence, so you still have the great insight across your organization, being able to see if someone's on the phone, off the phone, on vacation, out of the office, and all of those rich Microsoft integrations with your calendar integration for presence and upcoming meetings. And then we also have a number of ways in which you can tie more of your telephony solution into the Microsoft product line as well. One of those is our Mitel Assistant. Now, the Mitel Assistant is a free application, so anybody that is a Teams user can actually, go today and look in the Microsoft App Store and see the Mitel Assistant. And essentially, it gives you a free cross-launch tool where your end users can still live and breathe in Teams if that's where all of their day-to-day activities are already taking place. Now you can bring in your telephony needs into that as well. Now, an item that we see paired with the Mitel Assistant frequently is our soft phone only version of the MyCollab client. So if you don't want to have chat in both Mitel and Microsoft, we do have a streamlined version of the MyCollab client, which does reduce the duplication of features. So you don't have chat in both tools. We can streamline the MyCollab client down to your telephony or your soft phone features with your voicemail and those other unique telephony applications and services that you get with your licenses. But again, it just makes it easy for user adoption, being able to simplify things and not have a duplication of features from different manufacturers within your overall environment. Now, for our customers, we say that between 80 and 90% of our customers do fall into the category that does utilize and see where the Mitel Assistant benefits them ultimately across their business. But for that 10 to 20% that want a little bit more of a tighter integration with the Microsoft product line, not necessarily two different applications on the desktop, even though for the end user's perspective, it is a transparency, so they do feel as though they're living and breathing in that one application. We do offer a direct routing solution for a Teams or a Microsoft integration as well with MiVoice Business, which in this type of solution, we're essentially enabling your Microsoft Teams clients to be the soft phone for your end users on your MiVoice Business platform. So you're not, you don't even have to have a MyCollab client with this particular solution. It will solely run from a desktop soft phone application perspective directly out of Teams. So you would just really be using the calls section of your Teams client versus having the Mitel Assistant icon within your Teams experience. With direct routing, I always like to point out that there are licensing minimums on the Microsoft side in order to facilitate this particular type of integration. So Microsoft does require you to have E1, E3 with the phone system add-on, or obviously with the E5 licensing, that's already included in there. So you would have to look at your licensing on the Microsoft side in order to see if it will support an integration of this type of solution, or if you needed to upgrade any of your Microsoft licensing. So you'd have to take that into account. On the Mitel side, however, there are no minimum licensing tiers. We would do this through a SIP integration into Microsoft. So we could look at your overall environment and help you guys determine what's the proper integration depending on your overall business needs. And I will mention that we do support hybrid, so you could have a portion of your users utilizing direct routing and the other portion just using the Mitel assistant. So we do not, we'll allow you to mix and match if that's what best supports your end users in your environment. Now, from a physical device perspective, as I talked a little bit about the beginning of the presentation, the 400 series phones on Connect are not compatible, unfortunately, with MiVoice Business. They just did not have the memory and resources in order to facilitate the change in firmware required to go to the newer platform. So we are moving forward with the 6900 series phones, which is our flagship devices across all of our platforms. They've been available on Connect for a number of years. So many of our Connect customers have already purchased either, at least some 6900s within their overall user community, if not all. So for those that have not made that transition, we like to highlight some of the benefits of the 6900s. The one that you'll see circled in purple there on the screen is our 6915. It's the newest model to the 6900 line. It is, from a functionality standpoint, very comparable to our 6920W. It just does not have the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built in. So you'll notice that our 6920s, 30s, and 40s out of the box include a Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi enabled. So you do not actually have to have, say, a PoE switch or a power injector in order to deploy the phone within your environment. Makes it really convenient for home office users, just being able to ship them a phone and maybe a power supply, and then they can browse through the GUI on the phone in order to connect it to their home Wi-Fi, or even those remote areas of your different facilities. It used to be a major pain in order to have to run cabling and things to remote areas that didn't have any type of telephony needs in the past. Being able to expand your solution, now you don't have to necessarily worry about the cabling infrastructure in order to support those devices. Now we do have a number of additional versions of the 6900. So you'll notice that there is a 6920T and a 6930T. Those are actually antimicrobial devices, which was a product of the pandemic. So we had a number of customers come to us and have questions about sanitation and being able to continuously keep their handsets or their devices clean and germ-free. That goes beyond just the medical industry, which we do have a number of hospitals and medical customers that have purchased the antimicrobial phones. But we have a number of schools actually that have adopted the antimicrobial phone. So whether it's just the generic phone in the front office where kids can call home and tell mom or dad they're sick, being able to have an antimicrobial device and not continuously spread germs or have to sanitize those devices makes it much more convenient for our customers. And just like the 400 series phones, you'll notice there's a wide variety of accessories that we still manufacture and support, from physical button sidecars, Bluetooth speaker phones, wire, cordless handsets, all the way into our conference phones. So our 6970, which is our large conference device, which does have a full color LED touchscreen display on it, makes it a nice pairing for your 6900s from a conferencing standpoint for those larger conference rooms. Now, from a management perspective, the MiVoice Business platform does have an updated interface from a programming and Ads, Move, and Change portal. So it's called the Administration for MiVoice Business. This is a web-based application, so you can make modifications to your platform from anywhere, as long as you have access to the internet and a web browser. And it is a platform that we have developed around feedback from our Connect customers, in all honesty, and partners for that matter. So we've revamped this application and this environment over the past 2 years, partnering with our legacy Connect user community to make it more in line with a director-esque type of environment, with a lot of updates and things along the way. So you'll notice graphical interfaces, pictures of devices. So if you needed to see, if you're not sure what the difference is between a 6930 or a 6940, you'll have visual representations of the device, even buttons on the phone so you can see where they're located. So when you're making button modifications, makes it very easy for you to do day-to-day ads, moves, and changes. There are a number of third-party integrations that we already support on the MiVoice Business platform in general, included in the management tool. So if you wanted to do your single sign-on or your Azure AD integration, so you can pull your users in without having to manually put in their first name and last name, all that information, we have a number of those different types of integrations that you can just point and click within your admin portal in order to tie your unified communication system to. Now, one additional one that we do include in the platform that is part of your administrative experience is our Mitel Assistant. And this is really the auto attendant engine within the MiVoice Business platform. This is a tool that we use the term low code, no code. So it does have IVR features baked into it out of the box for no additional cost. So this is included for all active MiVoice Business customers with support. So there are tools like text-to-speech, allowing you to create all of your auto attendant menus just by typing out, what you want the greeting to say. This is not the, ancient robotic type of voice. There's actually about 50 different user voices that you can choose from in order to create the experience you're looking to achieve for representing your organization from your recording standpoint. And it's also multilingual. So there's about 9 different languages that we support within that text-to-speech engine. So if you're looking to create a nice, easy bilingual experience within your auto attendant structure, you can do that just by typing out what you want to say and choosing one of the different language options. There is speech recognition baked into the MiVoice or the Mitel Voice Assist, which will allow you to do some basic speech recognition options. So this is just the, press or say 1 for sales, press or say 2 for support. It's not what we refer to in the industry as cognitive speech or natural speech. That would be more of a traditional IVR, but it does give you some level of, easy navigation within the auto attendant structures for your end customers as they're calling into your organization. Many people today are taking the calls or calling into the queues with over Bluetooth while they're driving down the road. So anything to make it more convenient for them to verbally speak where they're looking to go to within the auto attendant structure just makes it that much easier for them to get to where they need to go to. Now, there are a number of additional features that we have included in Voice Assist. So again, there is baked-in IVR capabilities. We do have tie-ins with third-party applications like Google. So if you are maintaining any of your hours of operations through Google Places for your different locations within your environment, we can actually tie into those Google Places hours. So if you're maintaining, holiday hours, open and closed hours through Google, no need to maintain that information in both places. We can just, you can actually point your Voice Assist application at your Google Places links, and it will pull in your hours of operations and holiday schedules through there. We talked a little bit about some of the features with text-to-speech and speech recognition, but this is also a tool that does have developer tools. So if you have any HTTP databases or lookup information you're looking to incorporate into your overall call flow structure, you can do that directly out of here. Again, it's included with those IVR features that are baked into the Voice Assist application, allowing you to go a little bit deeper and wider into how you can structure your call flows to best fit your overall organizational needs. The other major benefit, as you'll see from the visual representation of the Voice Assist call flow structure, is it's more of a Visio type diagram. So you can truly see the call flow structure, where callers go to when you press 2 or enter into a new dial menu, which is something that was lacking from the Connect environment. So while it was a nice, robust auto attendant structure, it was kind of hard to navigate. So there was no correlation between the different menus that you created. It's just, if you press 2, it's going to go to this other menu. But from an overall standpoint, you really couldn't get a visual representation of how that call flow structure was created or flows. So this gives you that nice visual representation as you're building out all of those different call flows. And as I said, we follow the low code, no code philosophy when it comes to Voice Assist. So while it does include a lot of IVR capabilities and features, you do not have to be a master programmer or coder in order to, create some of these custom routing options. It's literally all point and click directly within the Voice Assist auto attendant structure. And then lastly, the last component I wanted to talk a little bit about is mass notification. This is a complementary platform that we offer on MiVoice Business. This solution was actually available on Connect as well, so some of you may already have Mitel Revolution today within your environment. If you do, that's a wonderful thing that you can bring over with you. There's a lot of different applications and features we offered on Connect that are supported on MiVoice Business, Revolution being one of those. But for customers that don't have it, this is something that I would recommend looking as you're looking at a transition to MiVoice Business, because it is going to help you identify different situations within your business. So not just the 911 component, which all customers have to kind of take into account now with the new regulations being put down by the federal government. So Raybaum and Kerry's Law, if you're not familiar with those, our Verteks team can get you guys more information on those regulations and what you need to consider while you're looking at another platform for your next communications journey. But Mitel Revolution is going to help you facilitate those requirements. So identifying where somebody is within a building, being able to not only pass that information along to emergency services. So if you have a larger building environment with multiple floors or a campus type environment, being able to identify exactly which building, what floor, what room number, and pass that all on to emergency services is key in order to be compliant with those different regulations. Now, this also brings in components for internal notifications as well. So it's not just about emergency services. This takes into account things like first responders, being able to send through either a text message or a mobile app on a first responders group that an emergency has been triggered or somebody's called emergency services within your environment. Being able to tailor all that messaging depending on where the person is within your campus is where Revolution kind of comes into play. And when we expand that out, there are a lot of other use cases beyond just emergency services. Obviously, we do a lot with school districts, so you can imagine how, being able to push out bus updates, schedule changes, PTO meetings, all kinds of things to students and parents, as well as faculty and staff, makes it even more of a solution that can be used in many different ways within different types of environments. So those are just a few of the examples that we like to talk about, but we would love the opportunity to sit down and see how MiVoice Business would benefit you ultimately moving forward, and how we can bring in some additional applications to help really tailor your solution to your needs, like Mitel Revolution or even Contact Center for that matter, which we would love to sit down and talk with you guys about. So we do have an omni-channel contact center experience that does have a lot of features and functionality beyond where ECC was within the contact center space. If you were a legacy ECC customer, we do have migration programs in place for that platform, and we can definitely go through some more in-depth discovery and discussion about how an omni-channel experience from a contact center standpoint could benefit you overall with the transition to MiVoice Business. So with that, Brittany, that takes me to the end of my slides. Do we have any questions that we needed to cover off before we wrap things up?
Yeah, we did have a couple. I just wanted to let you know, when you were speaking about the Ray Bombs Act and the carry laws, we did do a full webinar on that as well a few months back. So if you guys want to review any of that, we do have that up on our YouTube channel. It goes over all of the integrations and all of the key features that you need for both those new laws that have gone in. We did have a couple of questions about G1 and G3 licenses as a government client for Microsoft. I know that unfortunately you have to have a G5 license to have the phone integrations, or you can add the bundle as well. So that would be the same as the other licenses just for government clients. And then we will be offering training. So anybody that switches over obviously will get a full training packet, just like they did when they switched to the Connect platform. So we'll go through all of that training, but as we get closer to the end date for add-on licenses and Connect, we will be doing more trainings, just like our monthly trainings we do for our Connect clients. We'll be doing those as well with everyone. You can review everything, but if you want an in-depth demo of the systems, you can go through, see what the admin functions are, kind of experience how you're going to do it before you switch over. Definitely contact us. We can set up a demo. We can work with you on getting some training and showing you some of the features as well. So, and I think those were the questions that we had so far. If anybody else has some questions, go ahead and throw those in the questions and chat windows, and we can answer them for you directly. So we'll give everybody a couple of more minutes, and then we can, end a few minutes early as well. So.
Okay, very good.
Give it another minute or two. If you do have a question you want to throw in, go ahead and put your hand up so I know that you're going ahead and typing a question in, and then I can go ahead. Okay, we do have a couple people typing in some questions, so I will give you a minute. Let's see. So that we can get those in. All right. Purchasing extension licenses. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, Jose. Are you asking timeline ways, or go ahead and explain that to me a little bit more. Oh, timeline. So as of right now, for the licenses, it would be the end of this year is the timeline for the last time you can purchase it. Like we said earlier, that could be moved, but as of right now, it's 12/20 or 12/31 of this year. So that would be the last time that you can purchase any add-on licenses or extensions. All right, that's it. Go ahead. If anybody else has any questions, throw your hand up so I know that you're putting a question in. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and end the broadcast. Give you another minute. All right, that looks like it's it. David, thank you for presenting for us. Obviously, we'll be doing more of these coming forward. We have another one in a couple of months where we'll actually go in and do an in-depth walk you through the system as well, show you kind of the integrative features and those kind of things as well, just like we typically do in our Mitel ones. We're just trying to get you all ready to go for when it does have to make that integration. And we do have other options as well. Obviously, we are Ring Central is another option if you guys wanted to move to the cloud as well. So just let us know if you're wanting to move in that direction. But with that, we'll go ahead and end our presentation. I'll send everybody out the link that registered so you can review it and send it over to the rest of your team as well. But again, David, thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate you guys having me.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.